In today's world, Muslim women often face the challenge of breaking through professional barriers, from being dismissed in meetings to having their achievements ignored. Many of them don't get the support they deserve, either from their parents or partners or leaders or the general community. Did you know some of the groundbreaking scholars, warriors and leaders in Islamic history were Muslim women? At the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, women were not just housewives and caretakers. They were professionals, they were scholars, they were leaders, they were warriors. And guess what? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam didn't just support them, he empowered them. So today, let's take a journey back in time and discover how these remarkable women were supported and how they changed the world. At the end of the day, my dear sisters, it's your choice. What do you want to be, a professional or a housewife? Just remember, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam supported both of them. I'm going to start with Aisha, the daughter of Abu Bakr radiallahu anhuma. She was a professor, a scholar, a teacher. Now I know you're thinking, hey, she's the wife of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But the question is, how did Aisha manage to balance being a scholar and a leader in a society that often limited women? Her success wouldn't have been possible without her parents. Abu Bakr gave her education, and her husband Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam recognized her potential and empowered her. Even at the time of Rasulullah, women used to come to young Aisha in her house to discuss their problems with her. She would discuss those problems with Rasulullah and give them a solution. All along, Rasulullah was teaching her to become a great scholar and share her knowledge. She became one of the greatest hadith scholars, narrating more than 2,000 hadith. Till date, we benefit from the hadith narrated by Mother Aisha radiallahu anha. She also used to correct Abu Huraira at times when he used to narrate a hadith regarding women. Her wisdom shaped the science of hadith and jurisprudence, and when it came to leadership, she was fearless. She was involved in political affairs, and she actually even led a battle. What empowered Aisha? It was her deep knowledge and the support of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who appreciated her intellect and believed in her voice. Imagine if every woman had a mentor like Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam who believed in her. A genuine partner is the one who supports you in your endeavors. Hold on. Did you know women at the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam were not just encouraged to gain knowledge, but they were given leadership roles in healthcare as well? Let's look at our next Sahabiya, al-Shifa bint Abdullah radiallahu anha. Al-Shifa wasn't just a skilled physician. She was the first woman to be appointed as a supervisor in the Islamic State under the Khilaf of Umar radiallahu anha. She oversaw the care of women and children in Medina, showing that women could lead in the most important field in the society, health and medicine. So what's her secret? Not just her love for healing and her knowledge, but also a community and a leader who recognized her brilliance. Just think, what could you achieve if your talents were nurtured and celebrated by your community and leaders like Umar radiallahu anhu? We've heard many stories about Muslim men leading battles, but have you thought about women who fought side by side with them? Now let's talk about Khawlah bint al-Azwar. She was also born in the 7th century. Her brother al-Hurra trained her to become a warrior. Both siblings took part in a battle against the Byzantine Empire, where her brother was captured. When Khawlah saw that, she donned her armor, went in the midst of the enemy line and rescued her brother. But that's not all. She didn't stop there. She fought alongside men, showing that women could also be warriors, not just in health and intellect, but also on the battlefield. Some have pointed out that the story of Khawlah is from history books and not a hadith, so we don't know if it's authentic or not. But one thing we know for sure is that there were sahabiyat who fought alongside Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in battles, like Nusayba and Sulaim, and Rasulullah empowered them. What encouraged Nusayba and Khawlah to become warriors? It was their courage, their sense of justice, and the trust of the leaders and fellow soldiers in them. But did you know Khawlah was actually doubted initially? She was not allowed to be on the front line, but she proved herself. Sisters, sometimes others will doubt us, but we have to prove ourselves and embrace our strengths. This next story, it's amazing. It's about the dream of this one woman, Fatima al-Fihri, that changed the world. She built one of the first universities in the world. Her vision didn't just change the Islamic world, but it changed the entire globe. As a young girl, her father educated her, but unfortunately her father, brother and husband, they all passed away one after another. She and her sister inherited the wealth. In 1859 CE, she decided to use her wealth to build the first university in the world, which is running till date, called Al-Qarawiyyin in Fez, Morocco. This university was established 300 years before Oxford and Cambridge were even founded. This was also the first university that introduced the idea of rewarding the students with education by giving them a scroll. Later on, this becomes a degree. What empowered Fatima? She had the vision to see that education is the key to unlocking potential, both hers and others. In a world that tries to limit women, Fatima proved that investment in education can change the course of history. So my dear sisters, what's stopping you to invest in your own growth? Next, let's go back to the 10th century in Andalusia and meet Lubna of Cordoba. She was a mathematician, a translator, a scribe. She was a key figure in preserving and transmitting intellectual wealth of the ancient world. During the Umayyad Caliphate, she worked in the Royal Library in Medina to Zahra, translating critical Greek texts ranging from mathematics to philosophy. At that time, the West was in its dark ages. The Westerners had actually ignored these Greek texts. It was the efforts of Muslims like Lubna who preserved and translated these texts, and later on, during the Renaissance, these texts came from the Muslim world to the Westerners, and then they utilized them. So Lubna was one of those who played a key role in ensuring that knowledge was preserved and passed on from one civilization to another. Just imagine being the bridge between worlds, between the past and the future, just like Lubna. Her story teaches us that the women can be the gatekeepers of knowledge. My sisters, what knowledge do you have that still needs to be shared? And finally, let's move on to the 16th century and meet Sayyida al-Hurra, a warrior, a leader and a protector of her people. Later on, she married the Sultan of Tetuan, a coastal city in Morocco. Her husband passed away quite soon, and at the age of 30, she found herself leading a city and fighting against the mighty empire of that time, the Spanish Empire. With her brilliance in politics and strategy, she formed alliances with the legendary Barbarossa and fought against the Spanish and the Portuguese. Under her leadership, her city didn't just survive, but they thrived. Where did Sayyida's strength come from? It comes from her resilience, her vision, and her husband who believed in her, because he is the one who trained her in political affairs and in military defense. She didn't just inherit power, she earned it and she used it to protect and guide her people. We've heard the saying, behind every successful man stands a woman. Similarly, behind every successful woman stands a man, her father or her husband or the community leader. I request the men of our community, our ulama, to support the Muslim women and don't inhibit their potential. These women had unwavering belief in their potential. They took charge, broke barriers, and changed the world. So what's stopping you? Whether it's in the field of education, business, politics, whatever it is, your potential is limitless. Empowerment isn't just a feeling, it's a mindset. Believe in yourself. And like this incredible woman, you too can create a legacy that inspires generations. Take care. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.